I was targeted by a domestic terrorist network since I entered this country. I was gang stalked and harassed by numerous criminals while I was with my mom. And all these criminals would work on my worst fears, even as a child. And I would say something in the car, and then, for example, I would say I'm afraid of teenagers, and teenagers would show up exactly the same time my mom leaves the car, and they would just pass by. But it wasn't normal. They would just pass by at the same time. I was probably like 4 or 5 or 6, I think, around that age, probably 5. And we were parked in a street in I believe it was Prince Edward Island. You know, going out, people breaking our car, harassing us, terrorizing us, attempting to break and enter, and breaking and entering into our premises where we live. And as I was a child, you know, there are many things that are extremely suspicious. Depending on the circumstances and the knowledge that these perpetrators have to continue conducting domestic terrorism against me. They commit thousands of charges against me for no purpose other than their own, what makes them feel good. Although, and they have even poisoned me many times. And it's no coincidence that I started hearing voices all of a sudden. It's no coincidence. Because I know the circumstances, I know the details, I know what happened and what leads to what. For yes, I am brainwashed. My free will is overborne. However, I am not a man of violence. I never have been. I've avoided fights for many years in my life, most of my life. I've never been knocked out. Only like one time when I was a kid, but I wasn't knocked out actually. It was just a couple of punches, but they were really strong punches. But again, I was victimized at that time. You know, people playing games, manipulating me as a child, telling me to do things, going to the stations. I don't know what's going on. There's something weird going on. And it's not just that. It's a total all-around campaign. It's a 24/7 campaign. And you know, these people befriend us, they gang stalk us, they harass us, they do all sorts of crimes against us. For no reason. And since I was a child, and had I not understand that I was brainwashed, did I not understand? For some reason, the doctor for my NCR report, for a charge which I was actually innocent for, beyond NCR, I shouldn't even be in the insane institution. You know, I'll tell you my story. My uncle from Iraq, Najmuddin, he worked for military intelligence in Saddam Hussein's time. I believe it was military intelligence. Also, I remember istikhbarat, but I also believe military intelligence. That's what I heard. I think this was a recent conversation. Even my memory isn't as good as it was after I've been terrorized like this. After all these months, for no reason other than being a good person. I've been sexually assaulted numerous times. All throughout my life. Since I was a child. And it's even a plan. They gave me a teacher named Miss Beeston. You know, when I was in grade 5. You know, I think it's more, it could, you know, I'm not a man of denial, you know. But all sorts of bad things happened, and it was just suspicious because it seemed like when I wanted to have moments that I remembered. For example, when I learned English the first time. I remember learning how to spell English the first time. When I learned how to spell English the first time, I learned the alphabet. And after I learned the alphabet, it was in like one day. And I told the teacher, I remember that. And I remember that they would like, they would. It's just suspicious, like apparently she had my picture on the wall, as I heard. Um, I believe I've seen that also. I don't know if she was really a good teacher or somebody directed us to that location. Whether or not, this is what I'm talking